know the buses existed. Otherwise, I'd have never even bothered in the first place. Miles ago, I also didn't even know those buses existed. I don't know what goes on in the world.
How you doing, buddy? Close to my wife. I love you close. Not too close. Well, sorry, sir.
I'm not hearing anything. Oh, that's working though, isn't it? Can't hear each other at the moment. Ah, there we go. Right, welcome everybody to the 29th Irish Open, live from the Stillorgan Leisureplex. Just going through some final testing now in this squad. We should be all ready for the next squad. So don't be surprised if there's limited commentary on this one. We'll be messing about with a few cameras that we've got set up. We've got one down the lane on 9 and 10. We've got one behind lanes 1 to 6. And they're both Wi-Fi cameras. We've got obviously the main camera that we're watching at the moment. And then a camera for the green screen, a Storm Studio. So we will be archiving all the videos. If you miss anything, just check the YouTube. And we'll be uploading all the squads over the next 2 or 3 days. So bear with us in this squad while we get everything shipshape. We've had a few problems today, just tinkering about getting everything as smooth as we can. So we're in the final stage of testing now, and game 1 has just finished. 289 from Adam Michaels from Hull in England. Front 10 and a 7-pin. Barry, you're right. So we're not actually watching the YouTube chat at the moment, so we'll answer any questions that are coming in a little bit later on while we get all this technical stuff done. Simon Shepherd's with me again from Dutch Bowling TV on the dials, on the 1s and 2s, mixing it up. So if you've just joined us, my name is Dom Gall from TalkTemping.net. With me is Simon Shepherd from Dutch Bowling TV.
Hello.
Hello. And we're into squad 6. The current leader, 15-22, I think, or something like that. Christopher Sloan, the Sloan Ranger.
Yep.
Second in the Cubica AMF World Cup in Shanghai this year. To be fair, should have won it, but he came up against a home champion, Wang Hongbo from China, a spinner. But Sloan's looked good so far. The last 3 years, he's shot a lot. Came second last year behind Paul Moore from England, who is on the featured pair now on 9 and 10. We have Adam Michaels, Paul Moore, Margaret Kituri. And Runa Almastrand. Now Paul Moore's probably happy with that draw then. He's got Adam Michaels on his pair all the way through the 6. Both from Hull. Although Paul doesn't live in Hull anymore. Either lucky one. So I think Simon's going to mix up some cameras in a moment. So as I said earlier, we've got 2 Wi-Fi cameras. One's down 9 and 10, about 6 foot down the lane on the. And then we go to the new cam. That's one of the wireless cams. So we can now pick up the first 6 lanes. It's actually coming through not too bad, that. And we can auto move it, as Simon is now doing. And get a look at the crowd as well. Oh yeah. Oh, very close. I hope they don't pick the nose when they're watching the bowling.
Yeah, we were talking a couple of weeks ago. Nobody can hide from us. Now, serious,
No,
nobody can hide from us now.
No, not now.
Yeah. Have you eaten?
Paul just asking, is that your camera down there? I said, what, have you hit it or something? Not yet, he says.
And if we want to be very annoying, we can talk to the IP camera to people over in lanes 1 and 2.
I think we'll do that at some point,
Yeah.
just for the fun.
Just for the fun between games, or we can do a live interview with them. We can
Yeah.
we can talk to them and they can talk back.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That would be crazy.
We'll just get somebody that's a little bit drunk and then we'll just talk and talk and they'll think it's voices in the head.
Yeah.
Buy everybody a beer.
Yeah, we can do probably Danny or Pee Wee or something.
Yos.
Yes.
So Adam Michaels opens up with front 2, as does Paul Moore. Margaret Kituri with a spare strike and Runa Almastrand with a spare strike. So England's Paul Moore on lane 9 now, defending champion, wearing one of his signature shirts.
We have a chat now as well.
And 3 in a row.
We can watch the chat.
Ah, there you go. Picture looking good, Dom. Thanks, Craigie Farr. Please spread the web address far and wide. We've not done it ourselves yet. We just want to make sure everything will working before we embarrassed ourselves.
Yeah, this squad will be a test squad, I think. And
Test
then,
squad, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll stream the next one. We'll give you a rundown of the day's play. Got an interview with the previous squad winner, Ryan Press. Shot 14-20 or something like that. The Irish Open now in its 29th year. Popular as ever. Over 200 entries this week. Hoping to get, well, 300, maybe 350 next year for the 30th anniversary, which would be pretty cool. So whatever we do this year, we'll try and improve on it for next year. So if we've got 5 cameras this time, we'll have 7 next year. As Simon said earlier, you can't hide from us now. We've got them everywhere. And the places we can't get to, we've got the roaming cam.
Yeah. We will show it later on for you. So.
Right, have we got the camera down the lane then? Let's have a look at that one.
No, not yet.
Not yet?
I have to reconnect it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get it in this squad then?
No. Unfortunately not.
Damn. What, it fire up like? Once it just come on?
No. Can't find it by phone, so strange enough. Can try another.
No, we've just got the 2 cameras at the moment then.
3. A roaming cam.
Oh, roaming cam. Yeah, we'll go around with the roaming cam in a minute. Give that a test. Didn't work too well last year, but we've got our own network this year.
So we're gonna test that as well. So let's see.
Yeah, we'll give it a go. Adam Michaels strikes again. 9-9 spare double. Paul Moore on front 4. Adam Michaels 289 first game on a 279 this game. He's one of them, is Adam Michaels. He can play a little bit, but he's never really finished the job in some tournaments. He can shoot quite a lot in qualifying. Maybe this is the year. He's getting married next year, so he's going to need the money. As is Paul, for that matter. I think they both get married around about the same time. Oh, Paul get married in May, I think, and Adam's getting married in October. Right, so we'll just put some links up on Facebook now. Squad 6. There we go. So if you're just joining us on this stream, come on into the chat. Tell us where you're from, who you want to win this year. And we're now published on Talk Temp in Facebook. Let's share it with the Irish Open. And our good friend Michael Rowe has just turned up. He's sorted it out with some massive lights and a lot of tripods. And he's in now to do the official photographs. So Adam Michaels, 138 in the 6th with a strike working. Paul Moore rips the rack again, 159 in the 6th. You want a Craig Ifar in the chat? Come on, let's be having you. So a full squad there, here by the looks of it. 36 players. Right, shall we have a little test of the virtual studio as well?
Yeah, we can do, but I have to adjust the camera now. But
We'll get this guy out of the studio as well. We'll have to block that off at some point. Now, this is the thing. We've got to make sure these are going to be long enough. We're going here then. Hello everybody, welcome to Talk Temping and Dutch Bowling TV's live show of the 29th Irish Open. We're just coming up to the end of game 2. As you can see, we've tidied up the place. We've got a nice virtual studio now. Got videos playing. Yeah, looking good. Well, I can't see that. I've just got a green screen here, but I'll pretend it's like real.
Yeah, you're watching the correct
Yeah?
height. Yeah.
I was looking at the right bit.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So, yeah, I'm going to come back off screen, though, because you don't want to see me. But we will get the squad winners after every squad. Will be in the Storm Virtual Studio. And we'll just bring everybody in that we can. We're going to get a few guests this week. We'll have some guest commentary as well. Adam Michael said he's going to come on and do some guest commentary. So we'll have him. Probably Selwyn. Selwyn's always good for a laugh. And whoever else wins the squads, basically. So I'll say bye-bye for now, and we'll go back onto the screen. So there you go. A few ideas if you pull.
That's not the way I wanted, but
No?
nah.
What's up?
Yeah, I have to find a way to get all those graphics and things lined up.
Oh, so you can see them easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need the Storm adverts and stuff in there, don't we? And there's big opening as well.
Yeah, we'll get the virtual studio ready between the next squad and then.
Well, whoever wins this squad will film them. Timmy, you all right, man? Good. Timmy Max here.
All right. He's the man for the internet. Not about the tournament sponsor. Sorry? Not about the tournament sponsor. We nearly had another one. I got Cubic AMF to partner as well with Storm on that bit. I thought they'd be right because they're different companies. One's balls and one's capital equipment. Yeah, but I think at the end of the day they want to. Yeah, they want. That's why I'm here. I came over for this. You're good thing. Oh, are you alright? Yeah. How are you getting on after the? Well, I've had that's the problem. My legs have been really bad. Is that what you're doing? Your leg? Yeah, my legs have been really bad. Last couple of days, especially when you got.
Timeless. Not affected by a passage of time. The first thing you're going to notice when you hold Timeless is this is a statement piece. Once your hands wrap around the ball, the cover stock, the R2S Hybrid, one of Storm's most successful cover stocks of all time, you're going to feel the tackiness, knowing that once that ball hits the lane, it's going to grab the friction at the exact moment it needs to give you the absolute perfect angle of entry into the pocket. The pins have no chance, and that performance is going to be seen time and time again every single time you throw this ball. This is why the ball is timeless. Storm created a new line called the Signature Series to fit Timeless in. No longer are we governed by RGs and differentials. Now we're governed by movement of the ball. The technology in Timeless is unprecedented, it's unique, it's innovative, it's industry leading. You're going to see the most powerful symmetrical weight blocks mixed with our most successful cover stock in history, all wrapped into one bowling ball.
So welcome back into game 4. Tim Stamp, Marcel van der Zee, Karen Salama and Daniel Johnson on your featured pair. Tim Stamp had a 1500 last year, I believe. We had him in the Storm studio. Related to the famous Mick Stamp. No relation to Terence Stamp. Oh, Pertu Jasila's here. He can play. Well, not on that shot he can't though. He's got a big split washout. Ooh, and wraps the pin right around the back of it. Keep your comments in the chat coming in. I think we'll go off to the other camera, have a look at that one. Unfortunately, we can't at the moment. Yeah, we can now. Yeah, man. Oh, it's good. I think he's got it switched off now. I don't know if I can show you. Where is it? I don't know what he's done with it, Barry. I'll have to show you when he gets back. Got a jazzy new camera though.
We've got an opening one, but it's kind of past champion. Yeah, more than anything. But yeah,
All right, let's move the camera around a little bit. I think we're on a bit of a slant there. Oh, it's getting worse. Yeah, I think we're going to have to change that camera a little bit. So we're just testing at the moment, making sure everything's working. We've got the down lane cam on 9 and 10 still to fix. Come on and have a chat, Barry. Let's get you mic'd up. You hear me all right?
Yep. All good.
Perfect. So joining me now is Barry Foley, the 2013 champion. The only Irish champion.
So far.
So far, until you do it again.
Until I do it again, yeah.
If you had a choice, would you win it this year or next year?
I'd win it any year. I'd win it any year.
Being
the
30th next year, though, it's kind of special, isn't it?
If it was the 420th and I won it, I would still feel the same. I think, winning it the first time, I know people think it might have been a once-off, but believe you me, to win this tournament, it's one of the hardest things an Irish bowler will ever do, because what I went through that whole week, I could write a book on what happened that week, on all the things that, I nearly missed the first game of the match play. I was in the hotel. I got my time wrong.
I think you told me that. Yeah.
In the final, in the semi-final, I lost the feel of my arm. The adrenaline was so bad that that I lost the feel of my arm. I had to get Dave out of the pro shop to come down and put deep heat in my arm. There's so much that happened that week.
Yeah.
I felt great coming in Thursday. Felt great coming in Friday. But because I didn't bowl Saturday, I scraped in the top 16 on Sunday. So, as I said, and there's more things that have happened. It was just, put it this way, for the next 4 weeks after the Irish Open, I was mentally drained, not physically, mentally drained.
Yeah.
And it was, for 16 years, I saw Torrey win this in '96, and it was the most amazing week of bowling that I'd ever seen from any man on the planet. I never knew Torrey Torgerson until he stepped in here in 1996. It was just unbelievable. And when I saw Torrey win and shoot 279 against Philip Dunn, and Dunner was unbelievable. He shot 740 to the final and just got Torrey, and I think he shot 220. Torrey shot 279 with a breaking sweat. And just from that day on, I just said, that's it. That if there's ever a tournament I want to win, it's the Irish Open. So for 16, 17 years, all I ever thought about was winning an Irish Open.
That's the thing for the Irish players, though. They like you say, with Philip Dunn and Sloan last year.
Yeah.
It's not that they haven't got to the final.
We have.
But
We've
they've,
had Alan Bride
they've
in the
always come
final.
up against somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody
Just
big,
unbelievable. Yeah.
big, a really good player.
And I know, like people say, the format suited me, but it doesn't matter. To get the top 16 and go to round robin, it's the hardest thing. Round robin, it's the match play. It's the hardest.
I don't think you could say it suited you. It's the same for everybody.
No,
innit?
it was. I mean, Mike Quarry was in there. Paul Moore. Mike Quarry was over. Torre. We had some exceptional players over. We had I think Sven Roger Olsen had won it in the past. We had some exceptional players there that week. Mahan was absolutely destroying the lanes. He'd 15:35, I 15:38, I'd 15:35 qualifying. We had, the standard of bowling all week was just unbelievable. There was 5 or 6 of us that had 1500. There was something like 7 or 8 300s. I mean, the standard was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I was just in the zone that weekend, and I was playing well up to it, and something clicked with me. I got a couple of bowling balls out of the shed, and they just worked for me. And the pattern and the ball and the hand, everything just suited that weekend. But at any point of that match play, I could have been beaten. I mean, Stuart Little had me. He was 20, 30 pins up on me on the first match. Chris Sloan was up on me on the second match. I needed a 10 frame to beat him. In the third game, my arm went. So I shot 470 against Stephen Gill. He nearly beat me. He'd 450. And then in the final, I've never seen it before in my life, but the guy from Norway, I don't even know his name, but he just didn't turn up. He beat everybody. He beat all the top players in the first round, second round, third round to get to the final, and he never gave me a game. He just shot 350, 360, and I shot 430, 440. He just never gave me a game. If there's ever a time, but
you wanted a game.
No, you did, but
you
in a way you do, in a way you don't. I mean,
when you see at the end of the day, you've come away with a result. But
yeah, it's mixed emotions. And then on the sixth frame of the second game, I knew I'd won it. And then I'm sort of saying to myself, stop being a whingy baby now. Stop being a whingy baby and stay focused now and finish out good. And it was just the most mentally draining thing I've ever done.
To be fair to you, Barry, you're a big, strong man, but you cried like a baby that day.
I cried like a baby, and I'm very proud to say it. To win the Irish Open, listen, Dom, I'll never make it to the PBA. I might go over and play a World Series of Bowling some year when I'm 40, 41, 42. You'll never see me in the top 4 of a WSOB. You'll never see me in the top 4 of a Masters. I'll never be there. But winning the Irish Open for me is that. Is the same as Simon.
It's winning your own Open, isn't it? It's like winning the British one or the.
It's the same feeling that Pete Weber had winning his 5th US Open. There's no way can anyone tell me that I don't know what he felt like. Absolutely, because when I seen him win that and the way he won it on TV, the way I watched him, I actually shed a tear for him because I know how much the US Open means to him.
Yeah.
I know how much it means to him, and when he got his 5th one and the way he done it and interacting with the crowd during the final and ripping his glasses off and saying what he did at the end, who you think you are, I am. It was just, I can see it, and when Andy Murray won Wimbledon, I shed a tear for Andy because I knew how much it was to Andy to win the Wimbledon. So I knew what it felt like. He was there, he was in the crowd at the moment. He had his wife there, he had his mom there. I knew what it was like. My family were there to see me do it. I could see how proud. My daughter cried, my son cried, Denise cried. Rebecca was looking at me going, why is Daddy crying? It was just, it just, you don't realise for 16 years, all I've ever wanted to do was win an Irish Open. Yeah. And not only win it, but be the first Irish male to win it. And believe you me, when I done it, and to sit here and still be the only one, it's just unbelievable. But as you said, would I like to win it again? Absolutely. And would it be better than winning it the first time? I think so. I think it'd be even harder,
And Nigel,
he's from Kosovo. Yeah,
from Kosovo. Hi, Barry.
Hey, buddy. How's things? I'll be over there in February. Where he invited me to a tournament in February, so I'm very looking forward to going. I'm going to Sofia to do some coaching. And then we're invited to Kosovo then. So this guy is a great guy. He's trying to get bowling going in Kosovo, and we've had some chats, and hopefully I'm going to do a bit of work with the team hopefully in the future there. So I'm looking forward to that.
How is the coaching coming on?
Coach coming on really well.
Silver or bronze you are?
I've done silver. Yeah,
I've done silver.
I've done silver in August.
Silver's quite impressive though, isn't it? Because that's a level.
It is.
That's a big level up from.
But from bronze, I done bronze with Alex and Ron, and you go through the manual and you take all your notes and you come home and you do your exam and you have a couple of chances to pass. Right, it's still difficult. you've still got to pay attention. But the silver is just unbelievably hard. You got to go over, you do your class. Ron got sick, so a guy had to fly in from Texas, so we missed half a day. Then we had to put a day and a half into Sunday. And then you have to do your video clips. So your video clips is where you catch people out. When you're coaching, you can't say from standing behind, you can't comment on somebody's game standing behind when you can only see it from the side. So you can't say, oh, his push away is wrong, or his footwork isn't right, or you can only see that from the side view. And then if you're standing at the side, you can't comment on somebody's backswing because you can't see a backswing from the side view. You can only see it from behind. So, no, that's just an example. But there's other parts of it as well. So there was 5 videos, and you had to give your obviously your concern, your positive, your negative, your item of concern basically, and what would you do to fix it, and what would it do to them if you obviously fixed it. So it was difficult. It was 5 questions per one slide.
Yeah.
And you had to give a side and back view. It's very difficult. I tell you, I was probably 3 weeks studying the book. I was 3 weeks studying little clips that we had and little notes we took. And it was 3 weeks before I did it when I got home. But I was in the car. I remember where I was. I was in the car up in. I was about 100 miles away from my home. And I was in the car. It was a small little town I was working, and I had a meeting that day. And I heard my phone go beep. So I checked the email, and congratulations, you passed your silver. And I tell you, okay, the emotions weren't as winning the Irish Open, but I tell you what, passing that is probably the second biggest achievement I've done in bowling in my bowling career. That's the second biggest achievement.
Well, that's just the start of it now, though.
It is.
Really,
it is, and I'm enjoying. I'm loving.
Are you going to be doing
passion.
the gold at some point, or?
Yeah, I've ordered a book.
There's not
actually.
many of them, is there?
No, there's not. There's only like a handful around the world. I think there's something like 15 or 16 maybe.
Is that because it's more difficult again?
Very difficult, and a lot of people have tried and failed because you have to have your own. Basically, you have to have your own kind of stamp on things as a coach. You have to come up with some fresh ideas. You have to obviously, know the book inside out, know the game inside out in terms of coaching. You have to have your own clinic, and what are you doing to make it different to everybody else? It's easy to go in there and do stuff that Ron's done and Joe Stawinski's done, and you have to have your own theories and your own ideas and your own way of doing things. Then you have to do a Q&A in front
You've
of
also
the panel.
got to know theirs as well, haven't you, to a degree?
Exactly. And then you have to, you really have to know what you're teaching, why you're teaching it, and the benefits of it. It's as simple as that, but it's not as simple as that. It's unbelievably hard. So there's a book you can get. It's like $20. You can order online, and basically, if you study the book, it'll give you an indication of what you need to do. And then obviously it's
right.
So silver. Once you've got silver, it's a case of maybe. For me, I had to kind of go off, learn how to drill, learn about ball motion, lane transition, layouts. People's physical game, mental game, and you got to put it all together. But you need to know everything.
How has your game changed since you went into that coaching side of it?
It's actually changed. It has actually changed, and I've gone more. I'm thinking a lot more now about my physical game and my feel, and when I'm playing. And I know there's one thing I've learned over the last couple of years, and I'm a massive believer of it. And you'll hear the word tempo a lot when you're talking to coaches. You'll hear coaches telling bowlers to slow down or move up, or I don't believe in any of that. I believe in tempo. I believe in rhythm. I believe in basically physically nearly running to the foul line and throwing the ball. It just irons out all those little issues that you may have in your backswing and your footwork. But if you can get a good footwork with a swing, and they can marry together, you're 80% there. The other 20% is your mental game. Do you know your equipment? Do you know your layouts?
Getting into the zone, isn't it?
Exactly. And when I'm bowling now, I'm more about how do I feel? Is my tempo good? Is my rhythm good? Am I being aggressive enough? And they're all the things I start thinking about now. And they've actually helped me. When I got back bowling, I hadn't bowled. I was obviously coaching a lot. And I got back last year around the summertime. I had a terrible couple of tournaments. And I was so angry at myself. And people said to me, Barry, you're so angry at yourself out there. And, just go out and be you. But when people say just go out and be you, I mean, it's easy to say that, but me being me is getting my timing back to the way it was in 2013. It is about timing. Yeah. You talk to Tim, you talk to any pro. If your timing isn't right, if your rhythm isn't there, if your confidence isn't there, it will not work for you. You have to have good A to B. You have to have good timing. I'll always have the right balls. I'll always have the knowledge of layouts, and I'll always be able to pick up the. On Sunday when I bowled, I changed ball on the second game. And I went 760. you know, if you can change ball immediately and know when and shoot 760 for 3,
Yeah.
you know your game, you know your equipment, you know your layouts, you know what you need for the lanes. But if your rhythm and your timing isn't right, and if you're not feeling it, it affects your confidence. It's like someone says to me, Barry, how am I missing my 10-pin? It's very simple. The reason people miss their 10-pins is because they're not confident enough. If you're a confident bowler, you'll spare your 10-pin all day.
You
Spares is confidence.
To be fair, you shouldn't miss it.
It is, but
It's A to
spares
B
is
is-
confidence. It's confidence. You listen to a pro going, yeah, I missed that 10-pin on the 10 frame. It's just he was either nervous or he just, you know, had a negative thought going up. If you're confident and you're in the zone, as I always say, you're in the zone, you'll get every spare in the world. You'll spare your 310s, you'll spare your 3610s, your 245s. You know, they're all the tricky little spares that catch us out when we're not confident. You'll chop them. You know,
Yeah.
people know what I'm talking about. It's when you're on top of your game and you're confident, you're in the zone, you'll spare everything. You won't even leave any 3/610s or 310s. All I left on Sunday was 10 pins, 4 pins, 7 pins. That's it. I'd no opens. I'd no splits. I'd no splits, no opens for
Carry
4 pins.
contest.
That's
then.
all it was, yeah.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, but it was it's you know, it's on the day as well. Of course, it's on the day. But if you want something bad enough and you work at it and you believe in it and you think about it and you get into that zone early enough in your game and your career and you understand how to get into the zone, it does help. Bowling, you know, physically, yes, that there's a lot to the physical game. But if you're mentally strong, like I am, and like my game physically to look at, it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look pretty. I've got a weird back swing, it's a kind of reverse loop. My hand goes around. I'm up the side of the ball. Compared to a pro, I'm like,
I know, but there's no
But do you know
right.
what I
There's
mean?
no right and wrong, is there? You know, when
No,
it
there's
comes
not.
to it, there's a set way that people are supposed to do it, but
yeah, no, there is. But if you
Everybody's
look at all the
different.
top players, they're all their hand is all in the one area at the back of the ball, around the ball, and they're up the ball. You know, their hand is like that basically, and they're just up the ball like that. But I'm sometimes around here. I'm around too far, or my thumb is like just, you know, it's nearly like that sometimes, like a 90 degrees. But it's, you know, if I wanted to play EBTs full time and go on the tour, I would change my release and I would change my backswing. I would, because I would need to do that to be more consistent. But here in the likes of Ireland and maybe in the UK or maybe in Romania and smaller tournaments in smaller countries, if you put down an easy, like a 3 or 4 to 1 ratio pattern, you know, I'll be thereabouts.
yeah.
If I'm on top of my game, I'll definitely be in with a sniff. You know, I've had a couple of tours and second places abroad, but if you want to win a Ballmaster, if you want to win a Brunswick Open, if you want to win an EBT in Madrid or anywhere in Norway, you have to be, you know, your physical game needs to be, you know, there's no bowler I've ever seen that hasn't had a decent physical game. That's what, you know, if you look at Ray and Richard Teese, what they've done last year, you know, their physical games are amazing. You know, they practice all the time. Their timing's perfect. You know, Richard is the most smoothest, relaxed bowler I've ever seen. If you ever want to learn how to bowl, have a look at Richard Teese. His swing is beautiful. It's soft, it's smooth, it's relaxed. It's like he's just walking the dog.
They've put the hours in now, aren't they? To be fair to
They
them.
have, but their swings and footwork are perfect. And if your swing and footwork is good, you know, you're 80% there. You're 80% there, and these guys have good mental game. They know their equipment, sponsored.
Yeah.
It comes with travelling and just and being out
So who
there.
are you coaching at the moment then, besides your own, obviously?
Well, I do a bit of coaching from people abroad, so through WhatsApp and stuff like that. So I'm coaching people there, and then obviously people in Romania, people in Bulgaria, people in France. And then I get a lot of
So
people
mainly
asking questions.
outside Ireland then.
A few outside Ireland, but it's here in Ireland. It's, you know, there's 28 countries. 28 coaches in this country, and it's, and there's only 27 bowlers.
Yeah.
I'm only not. There's not. But look,
You're not far wrong there, is it?
but,
It's close.
but but you know what I mean. And it's young bowlers that have grown up, and like, you know, it's very hard for them to just leave a guy and go, look, I'm going to go with Barry Foley now. That's fine. But look, I get a lot of people. I give a lot of free advice. I wouldn't be your type of bowler to go, tell you what, give me €20 and I'll tell you. Absolutely not. That is not my game.
Yeah.
You know, if, like, as I said, I'm going to Sofia next month to do a clinic, and obviously that's different. But, you know, I was here last Saturday, and a couple of the mature elderly bowlers would come up and go, Barry, look, I'm not feeling this, and I'll help them. Absolutely. I mean, they're not going to turn into, they're going to start beating me tomorrow. I'm just giving them a bit of free advice.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost anything, and they'll appreciate that. And I've done it since I've got my silver. I've actually had a lot of people come up to me and go, "Just well done, congratulations. I didn't know you were coaching. I didn't know you were that far up and far developed." And in a nutshell, I'm the most qualified coach in the country's history.
Yeah.
There are silver coaches here, but they're not USBC silver and they're not ETBF silver.
Just
They're
BTBA ones.
The BTBA are their old type silver,
Yeah.
So they're not. It's not the same. Like I said to a silver
totally
coach.
different now is coaching from the old days, isn't it?
I said to a silver coach, so what do you think of my daughter's layout or my daughter's drilling? And he goes, I know nothing about drilling. So if you're a silver and you know nothing about drilling and nothing about layouts, nothing about bowling balls, then you're not a silver.
Well, it's,
Sorry,
it's two parts now as coaching,
Yeah.
isn't it? There's the physical and the
Yeah.
mental side on the lanes, and then there's the drilling, the matching up,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. It's
No, I think over the next 18 months, I've made it clear. I've obviously let the association know, and I've made it clear that I am very interested in obviously working with Team Ireland in the future, whether it be a female team or the men's team. I'm very interested in it. I just have to bide my time. I have to come in, I suppose, prove myself, and I have to. Obviously, I just have to be patient. As I said, there's 28 coaches, and I can't just come in and go, right, let me in. I know more. I know more than you. I'm not that type of coach.
Yeah.
I'll come in. I'll view. I'll watch it, and if there's anything I can do to help, great. But I think eventually, the kids are going to need what I have and the knowledge I have and the experience I have.
just keep adding to it.
Yeah, exactly, and I'll do that. But
you make yourself valuable,
yeah,
don't you?
you just got to bide your time. We have AGMs every year, and you just need to get somebody to, I suppose, vote you on to be part of the coach, and you got to fill out a form, and obviously do their. They have strict guidelines that you have to adhere to. You have to come on to their terms and conditions, and that's what I'm going to have to do. So
Yeah.
but no problem. I'll do it over the next year or so.
You were gold already, Barry, says Nizra.
Thanks, Nizra. Appreciate that.
Craigie Farr says, Barry, top lad, only if you supported a proper footy team.
Yeah, well, poor Craig he's an Arsenal supporter. We'll forgive him,
Well,
But
yeah.
no, Arsenal are doing well. We have a bit of banter on Facebook when Arsenal lose or Liverpool lose. And
How did you end up a Liverpool fan anyway?
my dad brought me to Anfield when I was, I think I was in nappies. I can remember standing on the Cop. I was on the
so
Cop
Dalglish
when there was
time
no.
then.
Yeah, I was on the Cop when there was no seats, and I used to stand on the rail, and it was just the most amazing atmosphere. I'll never forget it. And then my dad brought me and my two brothers over to watch Liverpool Man United, and we were 3-1 down. And we were sitting at the front of the Anfield Road end behind the goal, and we got back to 3-3. Steve McMahon scored a cracker. It was back in 1988 or 87. And we came home then on the Sunday and watched Match of the Day, and there's these three little fuzzy blonde heads behind the goal. And as soon as the goal went in, you see my dad and me and the two brothers jump up. But I was, my dad basically got us roped in, and then when Liverpool lost, my dad would be in bad form. He'd be banging the chair, but you know what? But when I think back, when people said to me, Barry, where did you get your passion from? I got it from my dad. We grew up in a tough old times and rough areas, and he's a bit of passion in him and loves his family, loves his football, and I'm the same. When Liverpool lose, it's heart wrenching. It's
Life or death,
it's
isn't
terrible.
it?
Yeah, it is.
I've seen it.
It's unreal. We're on Facebook giving out, and then every time I give out, we score, and every time I give out about a player, he gets a hat trick. So people say to me, Barry, keep giving out. It's working. But that's where I just have so much passion in me, I suppose, and it's what's got me in trouble over the years is knowing when to control that, and we all kind of lose it a bit. If I did, I always say to myself, if I behaved like Pete Weber behaved at that US Open final, I get myself in trouble for that. And he went and done that on TV, which was just, but it was amazing because he ended up winning. And then people can understand why he does lose it, and why he's such a head thrower, and why he's so strong-minded, and why he's so passionate. Because we all say bowling will be nothing. Bowling is that when people mention Pete Weber, We've
said it before. It's about passion, though,
about
isn't
passion, about bowling, and he has everything you need to be a winner. At 49, 50s, 51, 52 now, and he's still giving the young lads a game.
Well, he's had a hell of a life, hasn't he? I mean,
yeah. And he had a rough time as well. I mean, he went through the drinking issues. He was coursing on TV. He had his problems. He had his issues. But, listen, so what? Give the guy
I think
we all go through.
I think a lot of that was people wanted him to fail because of his dad.
Of course.
That
It's
you're
not
not your dad. You're not your dad, and
Exactly.
sort of thing. You'll never be a Dick Weber, but he is, and then some.
Yeah, it's every part. It's part of every life. You go to school. There's a couple of brainy kids. You'll say, you come here bowling in Ireland. Top bowlers people will always have their opinions about them, and people still have their opinions about me when I'm still bowling. I'm still a loudmouth. I'm still I'm still this. I'm still that. But you know what? I come in here Sunday, shot 14-20, and I mean, nobody got near it, and someone said to me just as a joke, say, "Are you on drugs?" No,
I'm just 100 bins better than
I
everybody
just
else.
came in and wanted it so bad. You know, I was just thinking about it all day Saturday. I came out for practice Saturday. I came in Sunday. I was just gagging for it, and I really was just absolutely dying for a game. And
I think you've probably come in with the right score as well. You
Yeah.
can come in with 1,500 and then think, I'm on it now, and then you'll be out in the next round.
exactly, I see
But
my
I
hand on it in 2014.
You've said as much yourself in your 13 that you bowled pretty crap all the way through it.
Yeah.
But you found yourself there and there and
there. No, I shot well on the Thursday, Friday, but when I came in on the Sunday, I needed the 260 last game to make the top 16. And it was the hardest 6 games of my life. I thought I was gone. I shot 170 and I went, I'm gone. Everyone's shooting millions. I shot Sven Roger at 300, 15, 22. I mean, I was gone. Then I checked. I remember coming up reception, and I think Aaron said to me, Dad, you get in, and I let it roar. And I always remember a bowler said, well, I don't know what you're roaring at, you've won nothing yet. And then of course they ended up winning it, but it's just you can shoot millions and all of a sudden, boom, you're gone. So that's what every tournament I see in Europe, a lot of the qualifiers that are shot millions, they get into the third or fourth round, they skip a few rounds and get into the later stages, and they shoot like 12, might shoot 12, 20 and they're gone.
I've seen plenty of bowlers shoot 15 or 15, 20 or something and then go out straight away.
Then they're gone. So yeah, that's the nature of the game. It's if anyone tells you it's not a mental game, it's a mental game.
Talks a lot of sense, Barry. Great ambassador to Irish bowling. Looking forward to bowling myself on Friday, says James Claxton.
James Claxton. Oh, thanks, James. I appreciate that. Done me. Look, I've set the bar over here, and I've won every single ranking tournament. I've won every. You know, I've been Irish champion and Irish Open champion in the 1 year. You know, I've kind of set the bar in terms of, okay, Philip Dunne is our kind of legendary bowler here. When people talk about who was your best for many years, it was Philip Dunne in an era when bowling balls were, you know, they're certainly not the likes of today. The patterns are a lot drier now because the balls are just literally soaking up the oil so quick. The transition of the lane is so quick. But Philip Dunne, you know,
He was
all
accurate
credit to
with
him.
Philip Dunne.
But he had such. When I looked at Philip, he didn't look pretty, but my God, was his head on his shoulders. He just mentally, he was unbelievable. And as much as we didn't get on, you know, when I started to come up and start beating him, we didn't get on, you know, because that's just the way it is. But we did. There's a lot of respect there, I think, and you know, he's won everything, and he's won it 10 and 12 times each, and you know, I've won the national championships twice. I've been twice national champion. Philip Dunne has been 14 times or 15 times national champion, something like that, stupid like that, or 11 times. So I'll probably never win it as much as that.
Yeah, a long way to go.
But to be Irish champion and Irish Open champion in 1 year, I've set the bar, and that's all I. You know, Dunne was second. I think Colin Bell was second. Alan Bride was second. Owen McLaughlin was second. Chris Sloane's been second. We've had a lot of seconds over the years, and to be the first one to win it was just. You know, as I said, I've set the bar, and look, it's there to be broken. Someone's going to break
broken
it.
or not, it's history, isn't it?
It's history now, but it's still nice to have it, and it's.
There'll never be another first Irish winner, you know.
It's just nice to say that.
Yeah.
But it would be lovely, of course, if anyone said to me, "Would you like to win it again?" Absolutely, I would love to win it again.
You don't come and enter it each year to not win it, do you?
No, of course. You
All
come
said
in.
and done.
Absolutely. This is like, I think November, December, my brain switches over to Irish Open mode. And it's all on my mind over Christmas, over New Year's. It's all I think about is winning Irish Open, you know.
Still dream about it.
I still dream about it, and I have the shield, I have the glass of Rock jewellery actually across the road. Victor Rock done me a glass pin, put Irish Open champion Team Foley on it, and then of course the glass plate that you get here for winning it, it's on the mantelpiece at home. And you know, some days I just look at it and go, just can't believe I've won it. As much as then, you know, I go back onto my computer and look back. I have the very last frame. I have me spare. I spared the 4-pin on the 10th, struck the 11th, and I have that where I dropped to my knees. And then I have pictures of me and the kids and Denise all and
I've seen those ones. Yeah.
You know, and then obviously me, obviously upset, and me with me head down and holding the kids into one big group, and I just. Every time I look at it, I fill up. You know, I do. And then we have the presentation. Aaron got the presentation from me as well. So, you know, when you hear Sean Kennedy going, I'm very proud to say it's the first winner ever in 25-year history, and to call out my name, it's just. And then Lorraine, then when I shook Lorraine's hand, she starts crying. You know, she got so emotional. She was very emotional for that. So, it was beautiful.
To be fair,
Unbelievable.
the event needed it, didn't it?
It did,
To
actually,
go
and-
that many years without a.
And do you know what? It was the tournament was touch and go.
25th one you
It was
won, wasn't it?
25th, yeah.
Yeah,
and-
so that's special in itself.
And in terms of entries, from about 09 up to about 2012, the tournament had dipped a bit. You know, and apparently we weren't making profit. Well, not we, but the tournament. You know, the centre, it wasn't a profitable tournament. But they were still doing it because of the love of the sport, and
Yeah.
Leisureplex were doing it for us.
It's the only
but-
reason they go so long, though, isn't it?
But 2014 then was a massive increase, 15 was a massive increase, and 16 was huge. And now 17 is the biggest. I think this is the most ever entries we've had, ever. Over 200 entries, I think it is. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's the
stuck
biggest
to
we've ever had.
210, 212, something like that.
I mean, I used to think it was big back in the 90s, and it's incredible. But now it's. And I'm sure, and I'm being honest when I say it. I'm sure someone has said, well, if Barry Foley can win an Irish Open, I can win it. But you know what I mean? No, you know what I mean? I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm,
I know, I know.
I'm not the best. I'll never be I'll always be known as a good player, but I'll never be a Paul Moore. I'll never be a Ray Teese, Richie Teese. You know, I'll never be as good as these guys.
You say
I
that,
could have
but
been.
Yeah, but
I could
you know,
have been.
you don't play the amount of tournaments they play.
No, they don't. And like when I was like, give me.
And how many times has Paul Moore missed a block? Or,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
he has. Yeah, but
he might have won 16 titles, but
Yeah.
he's played 72 events.
yeah, like when I won the British Open under 23s, that was my. Somebody should have hit me with a lump hammer and went, Barry, off you go now around Europe and go for it. I didn't know anything about travelling, EBTs, tournaments, internet. I didn't know anything about it. I was just going to work, going to play league, playing tournaments, and that was it. Nobody said to me, Barry, you know you can go to France and Spain and Italy and all these and play all these tournaments. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the Malta Open until Paul stopped winning. I swear to God, there was 5 or 6 bowlers in Ireland just heading off. Daz, Manda, there was Paul, there was, remember, Grant, Duggan and Ryan. They were all going off playing EBTs. I was like, how do you book it? What do you, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I was just oblivious to it. And, I remember that weekend I beat Stuart Williams, Paul Moore. There was some top players in that under-23 field. And to win that back in 98, I'll never forget it. And like that's when I should have went off. That's when I should have went off. But Paul Moore, he went off and bowled everything. And he was destroying tournaments, destroying people for many years. Then he made the Weber Cup, and I'm sitting there going, I know him. I beat him in a tournament not so long ago, and there he is in the Weber Cup. Like I should have done it, and I didn't. So that's why winning the Irish Open to me was my US Open. It was my,
But Paul did all that, but you've got 5 beautiful kids.
No, I do.
You know what I mean?
You know what? And I look back and
He's had a great career
He
and all the
has.
rest of it, but he's years behind you now.
no, of course. In
in
terms of a
certain
family,
ways.
I can go off now and I can travel the world now coaching. I can go travel Europe coaching now. My youngest is 9, nearly 10. And they understand how much I love the game, and they understand that what the coaching meant to me. It took me a lot of money to save to get to America and do it. I went over on my own. I was sitting for 12 hours in an airport from the connection flight. It was a really emotional, tough week. It was being away from the family. Then obviously being over there on your own was nerve-wracking.
But a lot of it proving to yourself that you could do it.
Yeah, it is. I wanted to go over on my own and do it and come home and pass it. And to pass it was just, I know you put it on Facebook and everyone congratulates you. It was brilliant. I got so much. I want to thank everybody for all the kind words and the likes and the loves and the comments and the. It was a fantastic few days putting it up there on Facebook and people saying well done, congratulations. I loved it, every minute of it. It was brilliant. And when you see that,
It's
and
nice
people
to
are
get
so
that
happy for you,
adulation sometimes, isn't it?
when people are so happy for you, it does make you feel, do you know what? This sport is great. There's some great people in this game, and there's some great people that are genuinely happy for you. And and I love this tournament because the amount of texts I get from people from the UK, from Holland, I got texts from Serbia, Croatia, Romania, all wanting to come. I got a text from Estonia, from Sweden, from Norway. Whether they're coming or not, they're letting me know. They're letting me know that they can't come, or they can come. Adam Michaels was texting me going, Barry, you can pick me up at the airport, and can you do it? It's just, I love that. But they all ask me. They all seem to ask me or text me, which is really nice. So it just shows you
Well,
that.
to be fair, Barry, in some of these places you've been going the last few years, you're life and soul of the party, aren't you? Do you know what I mean?
Well, look,
I've seen the videos.
Well,
I've seen the one from Sicily, and tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night, bro.
that was brilliant. You couldn't have wrote that. It was just Antonio. He's such a Tony went off on one. I just felt that it was a good time to do that. And
He's
I
a
never met
character as
Anze.
well.
I never met Anze before until I went to. It was Brian Voss actually introduced me to him, and Anze just had his phone out, and he was just videoing it, and I just went off on one, and we just did that little clip there, and poor Anze, he just keeps sending me the clip going, Barry, I'm here with the guys, the people that don't even know you, and they're breaking their heart laughing at you. It was a brilliant little, but look, that's me. I just love having a bit of fun, and even if I don't, but let's not get me wrong, I finished top 10 that tournament, and between me and Tom Hess to get into top 8, I've had me moments where I've chances of going really far in tournaments, but it's just nice to go away so far. People respect you, and to finish in the top 10, and people say to you, why are you not a PBA bowler? It's lovely to hear that now and again, but as I said, for me, winning the Irish Open was my PBA status. That's as best as it's ever going to be for me. I mean, I'd love to win a Malta, I'd love to win a Romania, I'd certainly love to win a Sofia, or Sofia is very difficult. There's a lot of Swedes come over and they're just so good, and the Finns, and they're so good, but definitely
I
I'd
think
love to win.
these days, I mean, it's tough to win these events with so many great players in them.
Yeah, it is.
So to just cash and make your money back's probably
Yeah, no, it is, but then
make a little bit if you can, but as
Yeah.
long as you don't lose anything is key these days.
I mean, for me personally, I'm doing it to get a break from work, get a break, I suppose, from the family, to get away, and to just
your
be,
time.
to be around the sport I love,
Yeah.
to be around the game, and to be around people I know, respect, around people that respect me, and obviously.
Cheers,
have a
everybody
laugh.
knows your name.
No, but it's just nice to be around that environment for that week, and it is for me. If I make a couple of cuts, I'm happy. But look, I'll be honest with you. If I packed in work tomorrow and went bowling full time, I would certainly fancy myself to win a couple of EBTs. Absolutely. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen guys shoot millions and get the finals and shoot 150s.
Yeah.
It is for me one-on-one match play. Mentally, I don't know what it is, but just nothing phases me in match play. I love it. Nobody scares me. I could play Chris Barnes, I could play Tim Mack, I could play Pete Weber. It doesn't matter. If I'm locked in, I've got a shot. I don't care who you are. I'll give you a game.
That were always when I was bowling when I was a kid. It was skins. It were that one-on-one match play.
Yeah.
There's nothing like match
Nothing
play.
like it. I don't know what it is. It's just in me, Dom. I can't explain why. I remember when I was out there playing, and Chris Sloan, I think, was about 30 or 40 pins up on me, and David Keogh had said to Aaron, my son, he said, Paddy Gibbons came over and said, don't worry, your dad is an animal at match play. He's unbelievable. I've won like 3 or 4 Irish match plays, juniors. I've won the adult match play. I won the very last scratch match play when Paul Delaney used to come over and shoot gazillions for the weekend. I've won that a few times, but it's now a handicap. I've even won it when it was a handicap tournament. But David Keogh said to Aaron, I'll never forget it, Aaron, there's one thing about your dad in match play. He's just a beast. He's just unbelievable. And Aaron goes, yeah, you're right. And then Paddy came over and said to Aaron, don't worry about it, Aaron. Your dad's going to strike out and win. And I struck out from the 9th and 1. It was just everything. Like I said, I could write a book about the things people said, the things that happened, the near misses, I drove into the car park and three of them ran towards me and get out of the car. The car was still moving when I jumped out of the car to run in. I missed my practice. I shot 190 first game or 2-0 first game, and then I changed ball and shot 8 in a row, and then I beat Stewart, and I went on then to play Chris. But it was just whatever it is with match play. I don't know what it is. But then, I played Torrey then the next year and I shot 480. No one else shot 450 in the first match, and Torrey shot 502.
Yeah.
So, people said to me, Barry, if you'd have played anyone else, you're in the top 8.
Yeah.
But, it's a great sport, and, I know people go on Facebook and say, we're coming to Ireland and hold the Guinness, keep some Guinness for us, and and they put all the little drink emojis on it. I get why people come over and have the crack and the fun, but I just don't want people to just get the wrong idea. Come to Ireland, but it is for this bowling tournament. Like I'll sit here and I cannot get my head around why we can't have a British Open like this. Why can 60 million, 70 million population country can't have a tournament similar to this in the bowling centre? In all the counties in England and all the cities and all the towns, why can't we go over and have the same atmosphere over in England?
We've said this for a while about the British Open coming back. I mean, we've got the English Open now, but it's never taken off.
It's only 50, 60 entries or
Yeah.
something. I mean, I mean, come on, like, you know,
But-
we're talking about England. Team England for years have dominated bowling, won medals. I mean, what is going on?
I think what the problem is in Britain, Barry, is nobody wants to play with the good boys anymore.
But is there
Back
not
in-
enough
back in the
bowlers where you
days,
can have a
you-
handicap and a scratch section?
You would
or
play
a-
the British Open. You knew you were going to get your ass handed to you on a play, but you wanted to play with Tim Mack and you wanted to play with Thomas Lee Anderson. You just wanted to be on the same lanes as them.
Yeah.
But we've lost that now. Nobody kind of wants to put themselves out there
Just don't
and
get it,
have a
like.
go at it.
And it's amazing the people. There'd be so much feedback on Facebook to come to here to Ireland. I have to say, I'm so proud to be Irish when I see it. I mean, I'm so proud. People letting you know they're in the airport. People letting you know they've landed. People letting you know they're in the pub. People letting you know that they
And they're
can't wait to
coming
get
in
drink.
January
They're
as
just
well.
coming in January. It's just that people are saving from August to come over here.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it makes me so proud, and it's brilliant.
But I think that's a lot to do with the social aspects of the tournament, though. Not so much the drinking, just the friendship and
the friendship. They know,
camaraderie and
like the Barry Foley you see on the lanes is not the Barry Foley you see off the lanes. Barry Foley on the lanes will take the whole 6-game series. I will have a bit of crack and banter. If I kick a 4-pin for 8 in a row, you will get a bit of a roar and a bit of a show. But the Barry Foley off the lanes is the bit of crack and the banter. You've seen the crack and banter I had with Tim there. Just
so what you're saying, you're really happy up here, but you're dead angry on there.
Yeah, I'm more focused out there on the more. Yeah, of course. I mean,
The real Barry's at the back, but
absolutely. But you know, I've paid €260 to play 4 squads. I want to go out there and win. I don't want to win my money back. I want to win the tournament.
yeah.
You know, of course, Barry Foley. People know what Barry Foley's like. A lot of people don't like Barry Foley because of the way he behaves on the lanes. You know, but then when I go away to Europe, the amount of people that just, I mean, I went to Sofia and I never met people in my life, and because I suppose they saw me on the lanes, I'd be a little bit more relaxed on the lanes when I go away, because I suppose I know I'm surrounded by absolute class players. So for me, making a cut, you know, I shot 60 over in Sofia. It was a difficult pattern. Like, it certainly wasn't this. It was a very, very difficult pattern. And 60 over got me in. But I tell you what, when I got that strike on the 11th, I let the whole bowling alley and downstairs know I made the cut. And I got people coming over going, Barry, would you have a drink with us? You know, I'm kind of going, you know, and it's great. It's just nice to know that people see me as the fun guy, you know, off the lanes as well, you know. So it's nice to have that as well. So
It's nice to be liked, basically.
of course, listen, we all have
Especially
our-
when you've had a reputation
Yeah.
for anything else.
in here, it's very, like, I've got, when people say in bowl, I always say to people in bowling, in your own country, have a small circle of friends. Have a small circle and just be respectful to others, obviously. You know, this is something you learn as you get older. Years ago, you know, I suppose I had so many altercations and arguments, and you'd be in the pub and someone would call you a name because you beat them, and some of the, you know, and it was always, and I never realised until I suppose got older that someone said to me, Barry, they're just having a pop at you because you beat them. You took money out of their pocket, or you beat them in the final, or you beat their friend. You know, I mean, look, I can remember playing the final of the Irish Open, and you know, I was more focused on my arm, but I could hear when every time I clap, or every time I got a strike, you know, I felt that, you know, that clap, could that clap be louder? You know, could people be shouting more for me? Absolutely, and I didn't feel that. But could I hear my family? I could hear my friend Barry. I could hear my close friends Paddy and people like that. I could hear them. I couldn't hear, as a big crowd, I couldn't hear it. You know what I mean? And that, it did hurt. I'm kind of going, well, why? Then I came in the following year, and there's a guy called Carl Doherty, and he made the top 4. He's only a young lad. And the crowd and the clapping and the shouting for him was just unbelievable. And I remember Denise said to me, she goes, Barry, do you know what, it's great to see, but it wasn't half like that when you won it. And that hurt. It did hurt.
I can see why it would.
It did hurt. I want everyone to get behind me to be the first Irish, but I felt, I'll be honest, I went to the pub that night, and there was a couple of comments made to me in the toilet, and I laughed it off because I just won the Irish Open, and then another guy came over and started an argument with me then that night, and I had to walk away. But you know, and I'm like, I've just come over with the family, have a few drinks, a bite to eat, and already there's 2 things that could have gone haywire. Only I walked away because I was so happy I'd won.
People that don't like you, Barry, it don't matter, does it?
And it's just sad. That's the sad part of the game, and I
But
wish people wouldn't
that's
do that.
sport
You know?
in general. I mean, you see it mostly in juniors most of the time. Parents
get it.
don't like other parents because their kid's beating their kid.
Yeah.
And
But I don't get
it's
it.
a sport thing, I think. It's, you know, I don't get it,
But
but
there's one thing I'm a great believer in karma, and if you're jealous of somebody and you know you hate somebody because they're good, if you can't go over and shake their hand and go, look, well done, this was your day. There's one thing about bowling, you'll always have your day. Every dog has a day in bowling. I've seen kids that thought they'd never win a tournament have their day. And you just have to say, look, you know what? Pat on the back, shake your hand, congratulations, well done. You know, and you have to do it. I can't do it. And there's one thing no one will ever tell you, that Barry Foley is jealous, or Barry Foley's a green-eyed monster, or, you know, I will always give credit where it's due and always say congratulations. Will I be hurt because I lost? Absolutely. Absolutely. I've come second in tournaments and gone home and thrown up. And I've spent the whole year thinking about it and won it the following year. And I've done that on 2 occasions. One was back in 2000 when I came second in the championships. And I came back in 2001 and won the championships. And the second time I'd done it was when I spent... the second time I'd done it was when I went over my ankle. Went over my ankle here in 2012. And I had to pull out. And I spent the whole year thinking about how I was going to put it right for the following year, and I won it. So it's just, you know, of course, everybody hurts when they lose, but you've got to be able to just control it and come back and do better.
How old are you now, Barry?
I'm 38. I'm 39 in March. And I just feel now, from the age of 39, 40, that's where I'm going to start focusing on my coaching. So over the next couple of years, I'm going to wind down on playing EBTs and wind down on playing tournaments. I'll always play the Irish Open, but I'm just going to wind down on playing, say, nationals and trying to qualify for the World Cup or just things like that.
That was my next question, actually. World Cup.
World Cup is I've won it. I think I've won it 3 times here, and 3 times I've had to pull out. So I've never actually gone and played. I've never played it.
Right.
You know, 3 times I've won it, and 3 times I've sent second place off. So I just want to focus on my coaching now, and I'd like to be, in the next year or two, like to be taking a team to a European or a world event and basically being their coach. That's what I want. That's my dream now, is to be there in the back of the lanes and to be one of those guys that's standing there and, you know, and helping their team. And that's what I want to do.
Barry, you need to get yourself 5 or 6, 7 and 8 year olds and spend the next 4 or 5 years with them and build them up to something.
Yeah, well, I've done it with Sarah, and Sarah's, you know, Sarah, unfortunately, she just, with school and with where we live, and we don't practice as much, she's struggling there. But, you know, physically, her physical game and her you know, how I've set her up and how I coach her, when she's on, she's on. She never, like, as a junior, when I could bring her to tournaments, I've never seen a kid hit the pocket so much in all my life, and God love her, because of her weakness in the wrist and because of, you know, not having that, I suppose, that strength and those revs. She leaves a lot of single pins. Her spare game, she wouldn't be as confident in her spares. But I'm very proud of what I've done. I'm very proud that I can say I've coached her since the age of 8 or 9 to what she is now. But she's great at having a great 3 set. But then the next 3 games, she'll just be tired, or just a lack of practice. But just because of where we live and because of me working and me bowling and me playing league, it's very hard to. It's just, I try and bring her as much as I can. But she's doing her studies now, so she just has no time. She's not well at the moment, but she just has no time for bowling at the moment. So I'm just hoping when she's 18, 19 that it'll start to flourish a little. Everything that she learned as a kid, she'll start to flourish a bit, you know. But I will, as I said, you know, I love coaching kids. I mean, I love it, and you know, I've done it before, and I had a group of 20 odd over in a different centre before, and I'm very proud what I did there. I got a few of them onto the Irish team, onto the Irish panel. I made a massive difference. I'm very proud what I did, and I've gone on and obviously since that done my silver. So, you know, yeah, in some sense I do have to prove myself, but I certainly have a lot of knowledge, and I can see when I'm watching a bowler now, I don't watch the ball going down the lane anymore and hit the pins. I watch their footwork, I watch their swing, I watch their balance, and then I watch where the ball's going through the pins and where it's turning on the lane, and I'm watching the bowler's reaction. Do they know what they're doing? Are they able to fix that? And I'm watching things like that now. That's what coaching does to you. Yeah. Brings you to a different dimension and a complete different. You know, I said to a bowler last week, where's your ball falling off the back of the lane? And it was like talking Chinese. They just hadn't a clue. Well, you know, where's your ball hitting? You know, where are you putting your ball on the lane? What's it going through? And where's it reacting off the back end? And they couldn't tell me that. Do you understand? And then I'd say to a bowler, but sure, you know, what's your PAP? You know, what's your positive access point? I'm like, well, I don't know. You know, and that's what I want to do. I want to educate kids. I want to educate them, because having all this little information at an early stage. I mean, if someone said to me at the age of 15, 16, where are you putting your ball? Where's it going through? What? I mean, I would have thought they were. I would have looked at them and went, what? You got 3 heads? So, but that's what a lot of people don't. And there's a lot of people that talk a lot of game because they see it on the internet. They hear things. I get a lot of that. There's people think, like I go out to Romania, and there's a lot of bowlers over there that will talk a great game, but they go out on the lane and they're absolutely, they're completely different to what they're saying. And you're thinking, but I thought you knew about A, B, C, and D. But how come you didn't put that into your game then? And each, oh well, I'm not feeling right today, or I'm a bit tired.
A million excuses.
Yeah. So look, the advice I give to people is, don't soak in too much what you hear on the internet or what you see on the internet. Get out there and be around the people that know the game. Be around people who can play. When people say to me, how do you know when to change ball? I get it in the league. I shot 761 last Monday night. Nobody in the 18 lanes, 4-man team. Don't think anyone else had 650. But I always get from my teammates, why did you change ball there? And like, how did you know that was going to work? Or, you know what I mean? And they're looking at me as if it's really hard, and it's
like
not
magic or something.
It's not. If you're bowling league and you strike the 11th frame, it doesn't matter. Okay, if you're going for 300, it's different. But if you strike the 11th for a 180 or 2 or even a 240,
pick up another
change ball.
Yeah.
Change ball
Have a
and
look
see
at it.
what way it reacts. Obviously, throw it right. See what it does off the back
And know
end.
your equipment.
Yeah, it's
To-
so
to a degree.
important, Dom. It's so important. The amount of people that just use the one ball for 4 games and they're leaving flat 7, flat 10, flat this, flat that. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you using it? And I want to get down and shake them, but I can't. Because as a coach,
Not
it
allowed to
teaches
touch
you
them.
to stand back and just say nothing. And unfortunately, you have to wait. Eventually, every bowler will come. Every bowler eventually will go, do you know what? I need help. It's true. I get it now. I get people text me now going, listen, Barry, I know you don't coach me, but can I ask you a question? Or I know I'm getting coached off such and such, but can I ask you a question? And in one sense, I love that. But in another sense, you know what? Don't be afraid. Come to bowlers that know what they're doing. And I understand, like as I said to you, going back to the point of having 28 coaches, a lot of the kids have their trust in this coach. And their parents are at the back of the lanes, and they trust the coach, but the parents don't know anything about the game. They're putting all their trust in the coach to help their child. But then I'm standing at the back going, wow, that doesn't look right, and that doesn't look right, and that doesn't look right. But I can't say anything because it's not my place. But then when these kids get to 17, 18, 19, and they go, I mean, I'm not even off the, I can't even make the top 50 here. I mean, what have I been doing since I was 12?
Yeah, wasted my time.
Unfortunately, you got to wait until these kids get to a certain age and realise, how am I meant to beat Barry Foley? How am I can't even get near him. So what am I doing wrong? Or, what should I be doing to get as good as him? If you don't coach kids in the right way and give them the right fundamentals at the age of 12, 13, 14, 15, when they get to 20, 21, 22, they're going to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend and leave the game.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're not good enough, Dom. And that's the problem.
Got some more comments coming in there, Barry.
Oh, someone had Barry. Owen Laboda had a set as well on 7. Oh, he had a 760 on Monday.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mistake. Sorry. Yeah, Owen's a lefty. Yeah, well, he's a lefty. It doesn't count.
How do you
Craig.
say that?
That's Owen Laboda.
Owen.
So it's EOIN, but in Ireland it's EOAGHAN. That's how we
Right.
pronounce it. Owen. Yeah.
Owen.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Dara.
Like
you think
Dara,
Dara is DARA, but it's not DARAGH. It's just the Irish.
Oh, man.
Daz.
First time Efi, when I saw Efi's name, and I'm like, ow, ow, it's Efi.
And Neve.
Oh, how'd you get Efi from that? You call yourself Jeff?
Yeah. Oh, I know, it's crazy. But Barry, it's all about 2000. But Craig actually is, Craig, he played
Craig
on
Farr,
played the Yaks years ago. I met him for the first time he came over and played the Yaks on the 23s and had this unbelievable, ferocious ball off his hand. It was so fast. It's incredible. And every so often he gets this new ball. He has no rules at the moment, and he just gives a bit of 2000, and it absolutely bounces off the edge, and he destroys the pins. But when he's locked in, he's unbelievable. But then I do see him some nights, and the pins they be flying around. He leaves. I mean, talk about leaving a solid 10 pins. The pins they be dancing. He throws the ball so fast,
Yeah.
But he's a good lad.
What game are we on now?
I think this is the 5th. Because Paul Moore was over here, so Nico's back. Is Nico's back up here?
Yeah, so they've been
Yeah,
all
they're
the
in the
way
5th or
around.
6th game. Yeah, so far so good. 5th or 6th. Ask Adam.
Oh, we're going to find out off Adam.
Yeah. but there's no 300 yet, so we're still waiting on that first 300 game.
Game 5.
Game 5. Okay.
Yeah, one more to go.
Yeah, so great crowd. It's great to be here. I have to say, this is the first year in a couple of years where I've been able to really prepare for it, and I'm just really looking forward to this weekend. Last year it was a bit weird for me. I'd missed the previous year, but obviously came back last year, and it always feels different. And then obviously getting sick on the Saturday, but I'm feeling great this week. I have to say, I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward
Good
to it.
luck this week.
Thanks, Tom.
You've opened up with 14-20.
14-21, yeah.
14-21,
209
so
last game. So, but yeah, I mean, look at anyone listening, anyone want to play this tournament. You know, there's a lot of pairs playing different. We were discussing it earlier on. And
It's game 6.
It's game 6. So yeah, there's just some of the lanes are obviously, and you get it in every centre in Europe. You know, like lane 13 is playing different than 14. 15 is a little different than 16. 3 is quicker than 4. 2 is drier than 1. 17, 18 are drier than the whole lot of them. So you just have to be careful of what pair you go on. And years ago we used to play 3 games and then move. When I shot 15-35 3 years ago, I had 3 games on 15 and 16 and went down to 1 and 2. So I had 8:20 on 15 and 16 or 8:30. I went down to 1 and 2, shot 7 something. It was ridiculous. But now it's only fair you change after every game. It's just it was our little way of doing things. But it's I miss this being separate men and women. There was always a men's final and women's final. But
Yeah.
you know, given the likes of Ghislaine, 8 pins and some
Yeah,
of the
that's,
women,
that's going to be tricky at the end of this
very
one, isn't it?
tricky. I mean, that's what would worry me.
She's actually really good anyway.
I mean, I would have no problems playing Paul Moore in a match play. I would love the chance to play him a match play, but to give Ghislaine 8 pins,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's like, you know, that's like giving Chris Barnes 8 pins. You know, I mean, the left here it looks good, you know, from what I can see and from what I seen yesterday, and yeah, they seem to get better as the tournament goes on. The more times the machine goes down on these lanes, they get better and better and better. So, but yeah. I'm a bit worried about my money's on Ghislaine. I think a lefty will win again this year.
We shall see.
We shall see. It should be fun.
You better start getting yourself prepared for the next block anyway.
No, I'm not playing until tomorrow.
Oh, you said yeah. Sorry.
Somebody brought sweets over, so I'm going to have one of them.
I'm going to have a whisper.
What about you? How's things going with the Talk 10 pin?
Not too bad.
What was you were at the World Cup? How different was the World Cup in China compared to previous years?
Well, no different really, just a different country. Really. Lanes were difficult this year. But now it's.
But being in Asia compared to Europe, do they look upon it differently?
I don't think they're massively into bowling in China at the moment.
I know.
No, they're just getting into it now. And the fact that the arena finals were on TV to, I don't know, about 2 or 3 million of Chinese people. So
yeah.
And a Chinese guy won it.
Yeah.
So Cubic or AMF are looking at it thinking, well, we're probably going to sell a few lanes now. There'll be a few centres get built there, and one of them countries, isn't it, China? If they really want to get good at something, they'll get good at something. They'll throw money at it. That might be where you want to be going coaching.
I don't know. As much as I love coaching, there's just certain countries I just like. From talking to like my friend Mario Joseph, he done coach in Saudi Arabia, out that side of the world. As much as they're great people and they're wonderful countries to see, and I just couldn't see myself going that. I could go there for a tournament and come home. I couldn't stay out there for a year or two. I know Robert Anderson's gone out.
I mean, you wouldn't go out for that. So you go out for like a 60-week period and teach somebody and then come back. Or it's all about the money at the end of the day, isn't it? If
it is.
If somebody's willing to pay you for your skills,
yeah,
wherever that may be. Pakistan of all places at the moment, they're really trying to get bowling going.
Brilliant. I've seen Pakistan.
They're wanting coaches to go over. I think most coaches are terrified of going, but.
No, terrible to say, but that's why I just feel that side of the world for me is just a little bit. It's just not for me at the moment. But hopefully, in years to come, definitely, I would love the chance to go over. Somebody asked me to go over, and as I said, do a 6-week or 9-week maybe. But I know from Mario going over, to Saudi Arabia. He had to drive to Bahrain on a Monday to get a little bit of normality in his life, to have a drink. You know, don't get us wrong. I know we're Irish. I mean, when I say to people I don't drink much, I don't. You know, they might think I'm always drunk bowling because I'm Irish. I'm not.
No.
And I know people come over here to the Irish Open going, there's Barry Foley, let's go to the pub.
I've been 2 years and I've had 2 pints.
I won't be drinking until Sunday night. And I mean that. I will not. I'm staying in the hotel Saturday. I will not be drinking. But Mario was saying that I had to go to Bahrain on a Monday to have just a normal day, to just relax, because in Saudi Arabia you can't do anything. It's just bowling
beer and a bacon sandwich.
You can't even have a beer. You can't have nothing in Saudi Arabia. It's just so strict. You can't do nothing. You know, you have to be careful. You have to watch your P's and Q's. You can't spit. You can't. You know, you can't. You can't. You know, obviously if you're a female, you can't even go outside the house unless someone's with you. It's just a bit too much for me. I just, you know. No disrespect. I have a lot of respect for them, for all that type of people, and their bowler. They're great bowlers, and some great players from that side of the world. I know Tim Mack was helping one or two.
He did a good job over there, did Mario, though, to be
Done a
fair.
great job.
They got first medals they'd ever won in the Asian Championships. And
one thing about Mario Joseph, you know, as much
met
as
the king.
Mario is a hidden secret. He's a hidden gem. And I don't know what it is, but
I don't know if he's hidden. He's hidden in plain sight.
But he's just.
You only got to look at Paul Moore.
But he's so, and Darren Cundy, Rob Thurlby. He worked with me when I was like 200 ranking points ahead of everybody in this country in 99, 2000, 2001 because of Mario, because of his bowling balls, his drillings, everything was just immaculate with him. But when I mean he's a hidden gem, he's just like Mario should be. Sorry, but he could easily be coach of USA. I mean, he could be, or coach of Canada. You know, why not? He's unbelievable. Like I'm serious. He's unbelievable. I learned how to drill from Mario. I learned a lot. You know, when I wanted forward on my silver, I had to go to Mario. Took me in for a week. Looked after me for the whole week. I stayed in for a couple of nights.
The caravan.
Stayed in the caravan. It was brilliant. I stayed in a hotel because the tournament was on. I ended up picking up €1,000 in the tournament, which was great. Me, Darren, and Lee Cocker, we split it. So we went wackos, the three of us. And you've probably seen the Facebook, the little sing-song we had of George Michael. And
I seen that one, yeah.
It was a brilliant. And Mario said, look, I stayed with Mario then for a couple of days after that and looked after me, and just he's incredibly patient, incredibly generous, and he's so interesting. There's so many stories, there's so many things he can tell you. But if anyone, you know, the height respect for him, he's so knowledgeable, and he gave me a lot of information, a lot of advice, and you know, and he's right. He always says to me, Barry, you know what? Whatever you do in the future, you know, I'd just appreciate if you just gave me a mention now and again, and he deserves it. He's an absolute star, I think so.
Yeah, you won't hear me say anything about that.
He's brilliant.
Definitely true.
Brilliant. He knows everything. He's so confident in what he projects and in what he executes. He's so confident in what he says. You know?
He takes it back to basics with players, though, doesn't he, with the process and.
Yeah, he's so confident how he executes the process and how he explains it to us. It's just. He just believes in what he, you know, and I have to say he showed me stuff that he was doing in the 90s that some coaches are now today doing, and they're more or less saying they're putting their own little stamp on it, going, well, this is my new theory. And fairness to Mario, said, no, it's not. I actually was doing this back in the 90s.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of that, though, isn't there? There's a lot of that. If you haven't copyrighted something, you don't own it.
But it's great. It's good to hear. You know, you hear bowlers giving out and moaning and being jealous of each other. My God, it's a different world of coaching. It's the same, but worse.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It is. I mean, I'd feel sorry for the coaches that are here in this country, because if we sat down at a table and had a discussion, you know, they probably wouldn't be on the same page as me in terms of what I know and what I've done and what I can show and what I can talk about. And I would never want to do that. But it's just, unfortunately, you just have to bide your time and wait, you know. But you know, someone said to me, are you playing the national championship? I can't. I'm going to Sofia coaching. And although in one sense it sounds stupid, why are you going to Sofia coaching? Why aren't you coaching here? Well, I'm going to learn my bread and butter. I was in Romania. I was in Romania for.
Truth is, they don't want you here at the moment.
They don't want me here. So I'm going to go away, and I'm going to give my knowledge to people over there.
And that's what people like Mario have done over the years, and Brian Michael for that matter.
Brian Michael, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I've never
best
worked with
two
Brian,
coaches in Europe, probably.
Yeah, I'd love him to
two
work
of
with
the
Brian.
best coaches.
Yeah, I would have loved him to work with Brian. I know he worked with Chris Sloan. I would have loved him to work with Brian. I asked Brian to do a bit with Sarah, and he says to me, look at, you know, I don't really need to do much with her. Like, you know, you're
I went
doing
up
a
to
good
Jay
job.
earlier, Jason Burns,
Yeah.
and I says, that walk up now is amazing. You used to walk up like Charlie Chaplin, and now look at you, you're smooth
Yeah.
as anything. I can
Yeah.
see Brian's work the minute you.
Yeah.
The minute you walk down the approach, and you're only walking 5 steps.
And that's tempo. That's being aggressive. That's having a good swing, a nice loose swing, good footwork, and it all comes back to tempo and being aggressive.
Yeah.
And mentally getting yourself up that approach as quick as you can. None of this sluggish bowling, slowing down. People think if you slow down and slow your feet down and slow your body down that you can hook the ball more. No, absolutely not. People think if you slow down and move up the approach, you'll hook a ball. No, don't ever slow down and don't ever move up an approach. If a coach ever says to slow down and move up, don't ever do it. Literally run up if you have to. And that's my advice. That is my advice. The quicker you are, the more rhythm and aggression you have, the better.
Right, I'm going to have to leave you for a minute, Barry. I'm going to have to
no
go
bother.
find out who's going to win this block, because I think we're going to have him into the studio, and I'll have to get Simon as well.
No bother. Okay, I'll leave you two. I'll talk to you over the weekend sometime.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Barry.
No problem at all, anytime.
You
Thanks.
kept me awake in that squad.
I know.
I'm going
I
to need
talk-
you again.
I certainly talk for Ireland. But I'm here all weekend anyway, so I'm bowling tomorrow at 8 o'clock and Saturday at 12. So
Well, good luck this week
thanks,
anyway.
mate. Cheers, mate.
And
Thanks.
I'll be back in 5 minutes when we find out who's going to win this block, and we'll get him in the virtual studio, which we'll find Simon and get that set up. So we'll be back in a few moments.
It's this one. This is studio. And you have to turn that one off, I think. Let's see. Yeah. This is studio. Oh, we had it on the switch, didn't we? Huh? I think we have it on the switch. Yeah. And we can put in text 1. We can put in the squad winner. But I will. I'm just going to find out who it is. Yeah. I will help you with that. And after that, I will get some food.
Right, and we're going to be joined by the squad winner in a moment. Here we go. Oh, take it down a little bit. Can we? Right, we're here with the squad winner then, Petri Katuri from Finland. Yeah, Finland.
Yeah, correct.
1460.
Yeah, nice score.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect anything, so.
Why not?
Oh, I just slept a few hours last night. We started really early this morning, and so.
So yeah, you're a little bit drained at the moment.
Yeah.
So where did that come from then?
Oh,
Just
maybe that's why.
Running on empty.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
And how did you find the house going across? Did you have to change your ball much?
Yeah, I think. Oh no, I didn't change the ball until last game. So I played the same Motive Trident.
Motive Trident.
Yeah, the 5 games, but the low end of the center, it's the reaction is not that good, and then the rest of lanes. So then I took the little bit more snappy ball there.
Snappy ball up the bottom end there, bit slicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where do you play normally in Finland?
What do you mean?
Where do you play? Where's your home centre?
It's in Tampere, my hometown.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And how long have you been bowling?
Let's say 30-some years.
30-some years.
Yeah.
Do you travel much? Because I've not seen you first time in Ireland.
Oh, we were here last year.
Oh, I didn't see you last year, no.
Yeah, I bowled 14-41 at the qualification. I was to 9th after the qualification.
Ah, all right. So this is, yeah.
Yeah,
You
this is
used
my
to
home.
Yeah, this is your home. So what's your biggest set over 6 then? You've had a few 14s before. Have you had 15 or?
Yeah, I have bowled some 15, 50 around that kind of scores.
Yeah, well, there's just so many fantastic Finn players, isn't there?
Oh,
Finnish
no.
players.
You can't compare me for them. So
No?
no. They are so good.
Will you play any more squads?
Yeah, I have one.
One more.
Tomorrow evening, I like to move it to Saturday.
Right.
Because I think I have 2 buys, so I start Sunday.
Have a day's rest now
Yeah,
at least.
I just hope so.
Well, congratulations, and we'll hopefully see you in the finals now.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations. What? We're going to go off to a Storm advert now? Right, off we go then.
The original phase, when we developed it, we had one real strong thought in mind. We wanted something that was smooth, something that was controllable, something that when it encountered friction, it didn't really jump. In the phase 2, we have a sanded solid. The additive in a solid, when it's sanded, creates very strong peaks, very strong spikes. So those displace oil. So essentially what we're doing is by making those really strong dynamic peaks in the TX16 cover, we're able to create something that reads dry, even drier. But the nice thing about it is you can now move in and you can play in the heavier oil.
So I've watched Kyle Troop bowl for a very long time, and he's obviously two-handed, but his ball speed and his rev rate match each other. So that lets him play anywhere in the lane that he wants to. When you have a ball in his hands like the phase 2, with a slight hand position change, he's able to play awfully straight or swing the entire lane if he wants to. That lower RG high differential gives him that smooth, easy transition on the back end, but he's able to cover a lot of boards laterally with a ball like that.
The phase 2 would probably be one of my first balls out of my bag on many patterns, anywhere from medium to long patterns. having the solid cover stock, such a strong core, but still being a symmetrical ball allows me to play the lanes a little bit further left. One of the big differences I noticed between the Phase and the Phase 2 was, with the Phase being a pearl cover stock, it sometimes would shoot through the break point for me, whereas the Phase 2, the solid cover stock really grabs and reads the lane and continues all the way through the pins.
Would bowler Laurie